For more on this, I'm joined by Greg Simons. He's an associate professor of international relations and armed conflict at Turiba University in Latvia and joins me live from Uppsala in Sweden. Professor, great to have you here with us on TRT World. So there are two things going on here. A, Ukraine is saying that it has to downsize its military. It is running out of funds. And on the other hand, Russia is boasting about how successful its operation is going. So is this perhaps an indicator that Russia is winning this war?
Well, yes, because, after the initial Russian miscalculations, they have fought a war based on attrition. And when you have a larger economy, a larger population, a larger military industrial complex, and when for you as Russia, this is a strategic issue as opposed to the United States where it is not a strategic issue, it will prevail eventually in a long war. Ukraine needed a short war and it can't have one. And now, the numbers are telling, and Ukraine is becoming a political liability for the United States going into the presidential election next year.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, if Russia does win this war and turns out to be victorious in the end, whenever it ends, what kind of message do you think it is going to send to the West, especially countries like the United States?
Well, this is going to be very embarrassing for them because the whole premise, this has been stated openly by various members of the political establishment in the US as well as the military establishment, that this was going to be a victory over Russia. Russia was going to be defeated geopolitically and was going to be decolonized and these different things. So a lot of their credibility, along with NATO's, is rather tarnished as a result. And this is also playing into this idea that Russia is now more a part of the multipolar world rather than the US unipolar. So you're getting this split in the world increasing.
Professor, while the West and countries like the United States and Hungary might be giving up on their efforts to support Ukraine, it seems to me that if you speak to Ukrainians living in cities like Kyiv and other parts of Ukraine, they would tell you that they are still very much determined to fight this war. My question is, to what extent or for how much longer, in your view, Ukrainian troops can resist if they are not provided any foreign aid?
Well, it's not much further. And you're talking to people in Kiev. One must also remember that a vast number of military-aged men have left Ukraine because they do not want to fight and die in the war. So, those ones in Kiev, for some reason, are not mobilized, which is interesting, but without any kind of support, monetary or military aid, probably month, 2 months approximately, because Russia is starting to go on the offensive now. And if you don't have the troops, nor the weapons, nor the ammunition to resist that, then you're facing a serious problem.
Professor Greg Simons, it's always a pleasure talking to you, sir. Thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World.